What's up everyone, this is ScherBR talking. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be giving a quick review for the Ultra Deluxe 3rd Anniversary Eve special banner that brings reruns of many different UDXs going from 14th of January of 2022 up to 9th of February of 2023. Well, the first thing we need to discuss is that we have two different versions of pools. The first, you spend paid jewels and you start by using 5,000, then 3.5, 2,000, 1.5 for a total of 12,000 gems. That is less than you will have to spend for a full cycle if you needed to PD. It's just 16,000 when you need to do that. So this banner can give you some good luck, especially because the drop rates here are 10%, but there are plenty of different styles to get here, and they have an average of 0.5%. That means that it's less chance to get a specific character, but much better chance overall, since there are 19 styles here. Now, how do you proceed in such a situation? I think that if you are someone that spends money in a game and you want something between 3 to 5 UDXs, you are better off summoning here with paid gems, because this will guarantee the desired result. But if you are missing out on plenty of UDX styles and you have a lot of free gems, then it may be better to just go here first and see if you get enough just by going one full cycle. You will save a lot because the first pool is free, and then after 3 pools you get another free one. And in the end you have spent 33,000 gems instead of 45,000 as usual. So now we shall move to another section. So I just went to the Sumo Medal Exchange shop because here we can actually click in each style and compare them all. The best character is Darius, the last one from the list, because this character is just the whole thing. He gets 40% damage increase, has action switch, one of the best passes in the game, where he can just get 4 different buffs just by attacking with skill number 3 or skill number 1, and he can always attack with those 2 skills because of the cost of them. And he gets 5 EP per turn, then he will just boost his own defense 3 times with medium value, self-heal, and then he can even heal everyone on the end of a turn with 37% chance. He's the best damage dealer for Remembrance, will keep being relevant, and since he's a protagonist, it's nice to have him since there are many future versions of Darius. Now, a very important point, Darius is the only character that I consider to be premium level today and moving forward. He's the only character that competes with future releases, and maybe the reason enough for you to pull on the banner if you are having difficulty on Remembrance. And like I said, he also works outside of it. Now the other styles that I'll be talking from this point onwards have utilities, but they are not on the same levels. Okay, so he is the top choice. After him, the next choice is more about future investment. We are going to enter a Saruin era in global, and we don't know if that's going to happen soon or not. And he has some interesting inheritance options, like Sword of Saruin is good enough for 5 EP, but Destructive Blow is an 8 power attack that only costs 7 EP. His future style will start with 13, that allows him to always use this skill 2 times in a row. If you are using the newest formation, Dragon Stance, X, and Anya in the back row, he will be capable of using this skill 3 times in a row. And it has double elements, so it will turn the next Saruin in a very strong farmer, while just increasing the inheritance options. Like Demise will be able to be used on turn 1, it's a shadow and heat attack that can help in finalizing and other stuff as well. Then the next one should be Young Gustav. This character has a passive that just helps with farming. He buffs STR for all surviving allies by 10%, so you can increase the damage output. And he carries Triple Crush, a very powerful attack used for farming events mostly, and it's one of the strongest attacks in the game. So even though we'll get future versions of Gustave, the skill itself can be worth using. Then after Gustave, I believe that Bertrand got a new breath in farming scenarios as well because of the new formation Dragon's Dance X that will allow this Bertrand to attack 3 times in a row with Abaddon Hands Plus, a skill that he gets from his S style that you can get in story mode. So imagine being able to use 3 times 8 power attacks with a character that just increases damage and also self-boosts his intelligence before attacking. His damage now is much better, and double elements makes it even easier to use. The next character will be ScherBR. This one has 2 different utilities. She can use it as a shield applier or as a healer. And I don't think she's good as the current meta units. You can just use them for much better results. But there is one occasion where she can prove to help the party by applying the shield. It's a guard up decreasing damage by 25%, but also 2 other shields. One that decreases cold damage and the second decreases shadow damage. If the enemy has an attack that has both elements, she's going to stack all effects, reducing damage by a lot. ScherBR is another mage with access to high protect tension, so she does not take that much damage, and she can also be used as a healer. She can revive with Healing Rod and can heal the party with Telekinesis. That will be healing for around 200 or 280 on Tortoise. This is not enough to replace your main healer. In my opinion, she's a secondary healer in a fight where Polka cannot heal enough every 3 turns, so you need someone to give a little more healings here and there. ScherBR is a candidate, but if you already have people like Mask or Time, you're already set. But there are challenges where you can only use characters from dedicated series, and usually the series 2 is the hardest one. ScherBR has 2 future styles on the horizon, and the next one already has a 50% chance to chase any of her attacks with Telekinesis, so you can inherit Telekinesis to guarantee 1 healing and have a 50% chance to heal twice. She's also a character with 6 BP per turn. That means that she will slowly be able to use other skills as well. So a good investment right now and an even better one in the future. Then the next character I will recommend is Will, because this character is one of the few damage dealers for Club. If you got the newest gen, you are pretty sad in my opinion, but then this Will can do even more depending on the situations. He gets an AoE attack that gives him heat up, increasing his damage for the whole fight by 15%. If there are multiple enemies in the Remembrance battle, it's gonna work well. And after that, if you want to just go for single target attacks, you can use this one that buffs his STR twice for only 6 BP. And he can also self-heal with pretty low value, but still helps. Will has high protect tension, that means that he's not going to take too much damage. And he is a 4 BP per turn character. That means that he can cycle pretty well the 2-hit attack and then self-heal and keep this as long as he wants. He also has a chance to evade the enemy attack. That means that he is not someone that you need to heal all the time. So for Remembrance, if you don't have much offense, Will can certainly help and will be a little relevant since he gets yet another future style. The next one in order should be Nade Art, because he has a Will buff. It's a little too costly, you need 11 BP, and it comes in an AoE attack. You usually prefer to buff Will with single target, but there are situations like the Golden Passage stage 15 where there are plenty of enemies, and using AoE it's actually good. And if you have Global X Nade Art, you can also just give him Piercing Slash. This is a 0 BP skill that will just buff STR, so you have better damage in the long run. And this one can actually work by itself, it's just not on his prime anymore. After Nade Art, I do believe the next one can be Katarina, because if you have her Summer Global X style, you can give her Alarm. This is a skill that hits 2 times, and she has a self-healing. With 50% chance, she is pretty defensive, and will work well on Remembrance, where we don't have that many sustainable Greatsword users, if you are having difficulty there. Next one, we can go for full damage with Human Female style. She's a pure damage dealer, and we have Wrecking Glass, an attack with triple S power that hits for Blunt and Slash. Can be used for farming because now with the new formation Dragon's 10x, she can actually use this 3 times in a row. So 3 times triple S damage is good, and she can also cycle pretty well. AoE damage, not the best damage dealer, but since she is easy to use, if you are missing out on blunt, she will help you. Next one, if you are missing out on martial arts support for remembrance, you can get this first Genryu Snowy, because it carries this skill called Northern Trail that applies defense boost to the party, decreasing damage by 25%. It stacks with Wired Up as well, so he works pretty well with Goddess, for example. And if you have the second Snowy that has that wheel buff to the party, after you use the Circulating Hail skill that heals everyone and buffs, you can actually switch and start using Northern Trail. So you either use it as it is or pass this skill to the second version of Snowy. Then I think there is Illicit. If you summon it for the last version on the latest banner, then it makes sense inheriting Gale Thunder. This is a skill that hits between 2 to 4 times with Slash and Lightning and can paralyze each time the attack lands. She's a full paralyzer, but I don't think her damage is good enough going forward. Now I believe all the other styles will not give you too much value. This candy is not bad, just nothing really good. Then we have the Dahao that was good in the past, but now as a debuffer you need her other style, call it Witch's Daughter, and even then it's hardly useful. And this version of Gustav is not bad, but he's a counter unit with the unreliable counter. So there are better counters in the game right now, although he does get future styles. Then Hilda is a character that got a recent style on the Valentine's banner, and Alarm is good enough to inherit. It's just that the character itself does not have any future style. Then there is this version of Aulus that has Ablation Dance as a very interesting skill to pass to his future styles. Even the second one, you can create the shield that self-heals in the end of turns, but then when you reach Overdrive, you prefer to increase the damage output of your squad, and you can. Ablation Dance will just do triple S damage. It's a fast skill and gives Slash and Hit boost. So at least Slash will work all the time in Remembrance. This can help you deal the definitive blow to kill a boss. There is also the Labor Egg. It's a column attack that hits twice with beat power. It's very strong. So moving forward, the skills at least will be interesting to have, although the style itself is not that useful anymore. And for last we have Wayne, a character that just doesn't have enough value in my opinion. Now that we finished talking about all characters, is this banner worth summoning for? In my opinion, yes, it is, because it will depend on how many UDX styles we're missing. If you are missing the first ones I discussed, then it's cool. You get 1 free pull every 3 multis, but 10% drop hates can be both a blessing and a curse. You may just get the styles that you don't want or don't need. And if you are pursuing at least Darius, it's still good enough since you will pity him for a lower value than compared to when he was actually released. So I am torn between a Silver Plus or a Gold Minus award, but that doesn't mean anything. What you should care about is if these units will give you enough utility in your box. With all that said, this is my opinion. What is yours? Please say here on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to support the channel, there are links on the description. I hope to see you soon in the next video or live stream. Bye.